Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I want you to know that I appreciate you. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like and why you should listen to me. Also, if you learn something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me personally. So, we have a showdown coming. Not only the debate tonight, but there's so many things going on. I mean, obviously there's the election, but in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the showdown between President Trump on one side and not former Vice President Joe Biden on the other side, but Lesley Stahl of CBS News. Yep, there's another showdown. The president is simultaneously engaging in two showdowns, and at the same time, the president is taking a shot at Kristen Welker, who's going to be the interviewer tonight, the moderator at tonight's final debate. So that's what's going on, everybody. Once again, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda, and in this showdown edition of Ignition Time, I'll tell you exactly what's going on. So let's get started. Boom, 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 boom. On your screen, you'll see a sign in my neighborhood of a supporter of former Vice President Joe Biden. He or she could not remember Kamala Harris's name. So it's, former Vice President Joe Biden and the lady who made Brett Kavanaugh cry. So let me know what you think of that sign. I have seen some other super interesting signs in my neighborhood. That's been very interesting in this election. Also, I've been noticing another trend, and I don't know if you folks have been noticing it. I haven't seen that many signs as I saw back in 2016, and I do think that's a very interesting trend. Obviously, we live in such a divisive climate that no one wants to get into arguments with each other. Maybe that's the reason that we aren't seeing signs, and I'm not seeing people, sort of getting into showdowns in my neighborhood. Bam, bam, bam. By the way, thank you so much for your feedback to my spoof in the previous video where, I talked about President Trump shadow boxing ahead of tonight's debate. President Trump's going, oh, that's for you. That's for you, Joe. That's for you, Lesley. That's for you, Lesley. Kristen, I'm coming for you too. So that's probably what President Trump is doing. And former Vice President Joe Biden going, gotcha. So that's pretty much what's happening right now. And Lesley Stahl of CBS News is also probably thinking along those lines. Let me get this out so I can get to work. I'll keep one of these on while I'm recording. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from the President of the United States where the President says, I will soon be giving a first in television history full unedited preview of the vicious attempted takedown interview of me by Lesley Stahl of 60 Minutes. Just a pretty strong language there. Watch her constant interruptions and anger. Compare my full flowing and magnificently brilliant answers to their, in quote, questions. And I did point out a tweet from the president earlier where the president, essentially pointed out that Lesley Stahl was not wearing a mask. Much more to come. It looks like this 60 Minutes interview is going to be highly, highly contentious. And it's very clear that the president is not happy with it. Now, there are some segments of this interview out there online, so you can find them. But I believe the 60 Minutes interview will air this weekend, and it's going to air on the eve of the election. It's something clearly that the president of the United States is not very happy about. In fact, the president tweeted this today. You'll see this on your screen. Look at the bias, hatred and rudeness on behalf of 60 Minutes and CBS. Tonight's anchor, Kristen Welker, is far worse. Make America Great Again. Just unbelievable. By the way, Kristen Welker is the anchor for tonight's final debate between President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. And, this is a boxing match. Go. The only thing I would say to this, is President Trump, look, you're the president of the United States. Call Nancy Pelosi. Let's get some stimulus. Let's move the country forward. I don't know how important 60 Minutes is in the grand scheme of things. President Trump, there are other things you could do to be able to get a solution for us because you have that power, you have that capability, as opposed to us talking about 60 Minutes. Speaking of 60 Minutes and speaking of CBS did issue a response, and this was actually reported by Steve Herman, who's a White House bureau chief for the Voice of America. You'll see Steve's tweet on your screen now. And Steve highlighted CBS's response. You'll see the response from CBS on your screen right now. CBS News statement was as follows. The White House's unprecedented decision to disregard their agreement with CBS News and release their footage will not deter 60 Minutes from providing its full fair and contextual reporting which presidents have participated in for decades. So it sounds like the president is going to release, segments where, it's his point of view versus CBS's, I suppose. You see, a lot of things in television are all about editing. But, one thing we can avoid is arguments. I think that we need to be less divisive as opposed to more divisive. But anyway, which presidents have participated in for decades. 60 Minutes, the most watched news program on television, is widely respected for bringing its hallmark fairness, deep reporting, and informative context to viewers each week. Few journalists have the presidential interview experience Lesley Stahl has delivered over her decades as one of the premier correspondents in America, and we look forward to audiences seeing her third interview with President Trump and subsequent interview with Vice President Mike Pence this weekend. Just astonishing the state of affairs where we're at right now. And listen, guys, if you're a President Trump supporter, you're probably, you can, look, let me be clear. Everyone's welcome here on our channel. If you're a President Trump supporter, you're welcome to my channel. I appreciate you. If you're a supporter of former Vice President Joe Biden, you're welcome here. I appreciate you. For me, it's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm American. So for me, honestly, this should be less about partisanship and more about, this should be about taking off the boxing gloves. And I say that while I'm putting on my boxing gloves. And the reason I say that is because of the president's favorite reporter in the whole wide world. You know, right? You know the president's favorite reporter in the whole wide world, Jim Acosta from CNN, who's the president's favorite reporter. So then you have the president on one side and you have former Vice President Joe Biden on the other. Pew, pew, pew. Then you have the president on one side and you have Lesley Stahl from CBS News on the other side. Pew, pew, pew. And then you have the president on one side and Kristen Welker, who's tonight's debate moderator, on the other side. And then you have the president on one side and you have Jim Acosta, his best friend. I'm sure they're drinking buddies. Actually, the president doesn't drink. So there's that. So you have Jim Acosta on the other side and the president's going. And Jim Acosta's tweet is on your screen right now. Jim Acosta writes, Trump lied repeatedly throughout the 60 Minutes interview on COVID, crowd sizes, healthcare, etc. Stahl pushed him and fact-checked him, which is why he's upset. And, obviously, Acosta is going to get a lot of negative feedback about this from the president's supporters. As far as I'm concerned, I'm reporting the news to you. I'm a citizen journalist. There's too much boxing going on. There's too much. There's too much going on. And I believe that, we should end the madness and we should come to a consensus, because that's when we are at our greatest. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I am not a professional boxer. Although I know I look like one. Actually, I don't. I think I would be horrible inside the ring. Although I can try and look like I'm impressive. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why I'm not a professional boxer. Why I'm not a professional boxer. That's why you should watch my introductory video to learn why I'm not a professional boxer. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time. I'm holding up 2 fingers. Believe it or not, I'm holding up 2 fingers here, okay? I'm trying. I'm holding up 2 fingers here. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time. 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. If you learn something new from this video, all I ask is that you smash the like button. You box the subscribe button. You annihilate that notification button, but don't shatter your screen. Please, please don't shatter your screen. Everyone's struggling for money. So I don't want you to have to get a new phone screen unless you have Apple Care, if you use an iPhone, which is what I use. Make sure that you ignite the like button, please. I would really appreciate that. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram. My Instagram handle is ignition_time. Bam, bam. Follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. You can get on our SMS list. I'm holding all my hands up just to pretend I'm holding a phone. I don't think I could hold a phone with this. I guess I could. So you could send us a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. If you want, you can get on our email list. Go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts and get on our email list. You can opt out of our SMS list or our email list at any point in time that you want. You can also please bookmark our channel. Go to youtube.com/ignitiontime. That's youtube.com/ignitiontime. bookmark our channel so that you can view our videos anytime you want without being dependent on YouTube notifications. And so, that is where things stand, everybody. The way you can thank us if you want to appreciate our efforts is please go ahead and share this video with friends and family. I would really appreciate that. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. And, I appreciate you putting up with this. Hopefully you learned some new content in this video. Hopefully you know where things stand. Clearly, we're all going to be looking forward to the 60 Minutes interview, whether you're a supporter of the president or not. That's not the point here. The point is that there is unnecessary contention. There is a new boxing match, if you will, between the president and Leslie Stahl of CBS News and Kristen Welker, also, who's going to be moderating the debate tonight. That is where things stand, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.